Right, hi guys, today what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be doing a chitting video for these potatoes I got from DT Brown. You can see some of these, I've left them in the box a little long and they've started to shoot a little bit. What we can do is we can take either, just knock these off, knock them back and then chit those as they are like that, or we could just leave them, they're not that, the chits on them aren't that big, so we could just leave those to mature into normal chits. What I'll do is, what we can do is we can put them into like a flat box like this, tray like that, possibly even use one of these, module tray, or you could use, a lot of people use the egg box as well. So, after unpacking, we should put these into a cool, light, well ventilated, frost-free place away from direct sunlight. So don't put them on the windowsill, you want to put them on somewhere which is going to get a bit of light, but not, maybe not too much light. And then we'll just basically sit these so that the chits are facing upwards, or the eyes are facing upwards if you've got some new ones that haven't been chitted yet, or haven't got any chits on them yet. You can see where the eyes are, and you can use the eyes to gauge which way up you need to sit your potatoes. Potatoes can be divided into 5 categories and planted from March to July. So you've got your first earlies, which are ready from June to July, or earlier in some sheltered areas. Then you've got second earlies, which is what these ones are, I believe. SD Mart, I believe these are a second early. These ones I'm putting in the tray here now. And these can be ready between July and August. And then you've got early main crop, which are ready by August. And then you've got late main crops, which is what these ones over here are. These are Mayan Rose. These are a late main crop, which are ready from September onwards. And then you've also got second cropping or late cropping potatoes, which is what some people call Christmas potatoes, and they are ready between September and December. So I just put these into here like this. Now, why should we chit? So the process allows strong green shoots or chits to develop on the tuber before planting. Although it's not essential, and I know that some people swear by not chitting their potatoes, but I always do chit mine, and I've never had any issues with my potatoes. So, yeah, although it's not essential, it's particularly beneficial for the earlier cropping potatoes because it gives the potatoes a quick start, thus cropping earlier. Later cropping potatoes are less likely to need chitting as warmer soil temperatures can make a greater difference. You should start chitting by setting up your seed potatoes side by side, blunt end up in single layer in seed trays or a wooden box. Place in a light, cool, well ventilated spot to encourage the development of the shoots. 2 to 5 centimeters long prior to planting. So you want to make sure that your chits are, or your shoots are 2 to 5 centimeters long, 2 to 2.5 centimeters long before planting your potatoes out. Now these potatoes I will be planting out in April, so I will do a video for that as well. So what else can we do? I mean, like I say, we can do this as well. We can put them into individual modules in a seed module tray, like so. I think I may run out of modules before I finish this bag of potatoes off. If so, I'll just put some into a tray. So before planting your potatoes, it's worth considering crop rotation. The standard 3 crop rotation, potatoes being followed by brassicas, followed by another vegetable crop, will help to keep your pests and diseases at bay. I'll knock a few of these. There's quite a few chits on this, so I'm going to knock a few of these off. Just to give the best start to those ones that I want to keep. Again, this one's got quite a few chits on it, so I'll knock a few off. Now I'll just knock those off as well because there's eyes at the top there. Potatoes thrive in deep fertile soil and well drained soils. Soil conditions prior to planting are more important than precise planting times. Wet soils may cause rotting. Wet soils may cause rotting. And planting too early in cold, wet soils can also cause rotting. So you should prepare the soil well before planting, break down any clumps and add fertilizer or manure. We recommend you delay planting until the soil is both warm and moist to the touch. In most areas this is March to May period, so I'm going to go in the middle and go with April, just to go sort of in the middle there. Again, I'll knock a few chits off this one and stick those ones facing upwards. As you see, for most seed potatoes, this seed tray like this works perfect. So planting times and distances. So your first earlies and second earlies plant from mid to late March, 25 to 30 centimetres or 10 to 12 inches apart, in rows 60 centimetres or 2 foot apart. All main crop tubers plant from early to late April. That's a strange shaped one, that one. Leave a few chits in the middle on that one, I think. Yeah, sorry, main crop tubers plant from early to late April. I didn't run out of space. I've actually got one thing left. There we go. So that's all those put out to chit now. Yeah, so main crop tubers plant from early to late April, sorry to repeat myself, 30 to 36 centimetres or 12 to 14 inches apart in rows 70 to 76 centimetres or 28 to 30 inches apart. Second cropping or late cropping tubers plant from early July, 25 to 30 centimetres, 10 to 12 inches apart in rows 60 centimetres to 2 foot apart or 2 foot apart. Plant all tubers 10 to 15 centimetres or 4 to 6 inches deep. Cover the tubers and any shoots with at least 2.5 centimetres or 1 inch of soil. Once the shoots appear above the soil with at least 2.5 centimetres, once the shoots appear above the soil surface, then they need to be earthed up by forming ridges. This gives the plant a volume of soil in which to grow and stops the tubers turning green. It also improves drainage and ventilation. When we go to harvest our potatoes, so plants are ready to dig when the first new potatoes when the tops reach full size. Weather permitting, they will usually attempt to produce flowers or at least buds at this time. When harvesting, remove all tubers, however small, to avoid problems next year. For planting in containers or patio kits, you can buy patio kits from DC Brown, where I got these from. These are mine rows, and then the other ones we have are cultivar called Estima. So I'll just put those into the trays as well. So we place broken pottery, stones or polystyrene crocks in the bottom of a potato planter. These will cover the drainage holes and prevent them getting clogged up with compost. Place a layer of compost 10 centimetres or 4 inches deep in the bottom of the pot. Growing bag compost works well as it leaves potatoes very clean, but you could also use your own mixture of loamy garden soil and compost. Place 5 tubers in each pot, position them on the surface of the compost, then cover with 2 to 3 inches of compost. Water the tubers in until the water drains out of the drainage holes. If the compost is damp, you can probably avoid watering until shoots start to appear. Place your pots in a bright, frost-free, sheltered position. Just move these around a bit so you can see both sets of potatoes there, how I've done them. And there's 2 options. This is just 2 options of how you can actually chit your potatoes. You can do different. You can use, as I say, you can use an egg box. Like you get those big egg boxes, so you get like 30 or whatever eggs in. Sometimes you can get them from the market and that. Or you can do it the way I've done it with the seed tray or the module here. So we were talking about planting in pots. So when the shoots reach 15 centimetres or 6 inches tall, add another 10 centimetres or 4-inch layer of compost on top. This prevents light from reaching the tubers and stops them turning green. Repeat the process of earthing up as the stems lengthen. Just leave enough uncovered to allow some leaves to absorb sunlight and grow. Give a liquid feed, a tomato fertiliser for example, at regular intervals as per the manufacturer instructions. Do this even if you have mixed in controlled release granules on planting, as potatoes are heavy feeders. Second cropping or late cropping varieties. So as the weather turns colder in October, start to protect these plants at night and on colder days with fleece. Plants should still be left uncovered on milder days. Straw placed around the plants in November will give additional protection in any severe weather. Even when mature, late cropping potatoes keep best if left in the soil, and should be dug up as needed, right up to Christmas and even into the new year. So blight is a disease which is carried by potatoes and also tomatoes and any member of the nightshade family. Blight rapidly develops from droplets carried on the wind to form a brown or black circular patch called a lesion. The lesions have a soft, wet appearance and if formed on leaves, will show white fungal threads on the underside. Once more than a third of the foliage is infected, it is best to remove all foliage off site because the tubers will have stopped growing anyway. This is why first and second earlies are popular, because they largely avoid blight if they are harvested early enough. Sarpo varieties, I don't have any Sarpos, but Sarpo varieties have become increasingly popular in recent years, as well as a number of new varieties which have been bred and developed for their unique blight resistance. So guys, that is about chitting potatoes and a little bit of information about potatoes. I hope it didn't bore you too much. And please do remember to like, comment and subscribe. Please check out my socials. And I shall see you in the next video. I will be doing a video of planting these potatoes, by the way. So yes, I shall see you all in the next video. And again, thank you to DT Brown for sending me out these potatoes to try. And I shall see you all soon. Bye bye.